My name is Chris Madden. I'm a customer engineer at Google Cloud. I created a demo for our Google Cloud Next conference recently, and I wanted to share it with you. The demo that I created was to highlight the differences and benefits of our latest generation machine series built on Titanium infrastructure. And I did that in the context of a DBA IT professional who runs MySQL Server. What I did was I took an example worker profile that a customer might have, like an OLTP database that has this kind of read and write pattern and 90 gigabytes worth of data. I then wanted to, get some workload going, so I said, well, let's have at least 70,000 DLM commands per second active against the database, and we want to land this on an infrastructure that isn't overly utilized. So maybe 70% CPU utilization, kind of disk busy, etc., and also at around 70%, no more than that, to give us a little bit of breathing room. On the right is kind of the architecture that I came up. It's really quite simple. It's just a load generator client. It's actually using Sysbench. You can find that on the internet. And on the right there, then MySQL Server running on VMs. Now I chose two different VMs. I chose first a VM in our N2 family. And to meet those requirements, I could actually cost optimize it using a custom shape. So I actually was able to make it using just 24 vCPU to achieve these kind of specs. And I configured the machine and off we go. On the C4 side, I actually use a C4 standard 16. So a few less CPUs. And the reason for that is that the C4 is a couple generations newer Intel processor, and it simply is more powerful. Every processor is just considerably more powerful than they were when the N2 was released. So let's go ahead and look at the results. What does it look like when this workload is running on this N2 machine? Well, what I can see is that I was able to hit the requirement, right? More than 70,000 DML commands, actually coming in 81,000 here. I kept under 70,000, 70% CPU utilization. So this machine is meeting the requirement. Now, in order to size, and it did this coming in at $871 a month. Now, when I look at the C4 machine, in this case, I mentioned I had only 16 processors to achieve my target, also above 80,000 DML commands, and again, below 70% CPU utilization. So I can see that these two machines are actually supporting roughly the same workload, right? Doing roughly the same number of transactions, but there are two big differences. The first difference is the cost. If I look at on-demand pricing for this N2, it comes out at $871 a month. If I look at the C4, because we need fewer resources, because they're more powerful, the price performance is actually better, and you'll see that the cost actually drops to $700 per month. That's a 20% lower cost. Not small. But maybe the other thing that I think DBAs will be really excited about is look at the performance. So I looked here at the 95th percentile transaction time. So how long a transaction, a set of DML commands took to complete. And we can see it took around 492 milliseconds here with the N2, while with the C4 it only took 112 milliseconds. So that means I just have a snappier response. Users are just going to be happier because the system is performing in a more consistent, more reliable way. Because of these reasons, for me, I'm choosing the C4 for my next deployment. I hope you enjoyed this demo.